The Old Man's Legacy, A Hidden Key to Hope. It was the summer holiday, and cousins Ava, Ben, and Lily were excited to spend the next few weeks at their grandparents' house, nestled near a picturesque river and surrounded by nature. The small town was quiet, a perfect escape from the busy city life they were used to. Their days were filled with outdoor adventures, exploring the nearby woods and discovering hidden trails. One particular afternoon, they decided to walk along the riverbank, curious about what secrets it might hold. As they wandered near the shallow end of the river, they noticed something unusual. An old man, frail and haggard, was hunched over, searching for something near the water. His clothes were worn out, and his face was etched with lines of exhaustion. The children paused and exchanged concerned glances. "Is he okay?" Ava whispered, her brow furrowed. "I don't know," Ben replied. "Maybe he's lost." Lily, the youngest of the three, tugged on Ben's sleeve. "We should help him. He looks hungry." Without hesitation, they approached the old man. "Excuse me, sir?" Ava called softly, trying not to startle him. "Are you all right?" The old man looked up slowly, his eyes sunken and weary. "Oh, children," he croaked, his voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't mean to frighten you." "You didn't," Lily said quickly. "Do you need help? Are you lost?" The man sighed, his shoulders slumping. "No, not lost. Just hungry. I was looking for some food by the river. But it's all right, I'll manage." The children exchanged worried glances again. Ava stepped closer. "Please, let us help you. Do you live nearby?" The man hesitated before shaking his head. "Not anymore. My family abandoned me, you see. They left me with nothing. I used to live in a small house, not far from here, but I've been struggling since they left." The children felt their hearts tighten at his words. Ava knelt down beside him. "We can't leave you like this. Let us take you back to our grandparents' house. They can help, and we can get you some food." The old man hesitated for a moment, but then nodded slowly. "Thank you, children. I don't want to be a burden." "You're not a burden," Ben said firmly, helping him to his feet. "Come on, let's get you some food." At their grandparents' house, the old man was given a warm meal and a comfortable chair to rest in. As he ate, he told the children more about his life. His name was Mr. Harold, and he had once been a school teacher in the town. He ran a small school and library, educating children from the local villages. But as time passed, fewer and fewer students came, and his family, greedy for money, left him with nothing. "I had a small schoolhouse," Mr. Harold explained, his eyes glistening with nostalgia. "It was my pride and joy. The children loved coming to learn, and I always made sure to fill the library with as many books as I could. But after my family abandoned me, the school fell into disrepair, and I couldn't keep it running." "That's so sad," Lily said softly, her eyes wide with sympathy. "But why didn't anyone help you?" Mr. Harold shook his head. "I suppose people forgot about me, or maybe they just didn't care. I don't know. But I didn't have the strength to keep the school going by myself." Ava, always the problem solver, leaned forward. "Where's the school now? Could we go see it?" "It's not far from here," Mr. Harold said, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "But it's old and dusty now. No one's been inside for years." Ben's eyes lit up with excitement. "We could help you clean it up. Maybe even fix it so the children in the town can come back to learn." "Yeah," Lily agreed, bouncing in her seat. "We can make it all nice again." Mr. Harold chuckled softly, a sound the children hadn't heard from him yet. "You're very kind, but it's more work than you think. And there's something else." The children leaned in, curious. "In the school," Mr. Harold continued, "there's a hidden chamber. I built it years ago to keep my savings safe. I stored away everything I had, money, important belongings. But after my family left me, I lost the key to the chamber. I've been searching for it ever since, but without it, I can't access anything in there." Ava's mind raced with possibilities. A hidden chamber? It sounded like something out of an adventure book. "We'll help you find it," she said confidently. "Let's go see the school tomorrow." The next morning, the children and Mr. Harold set out for the old schoolhouse. When they arrived, it was exactly as Mr. Harold had described, dusty, forgotten, and overgrown with weeds. The windows were clouded, and the once bright paint was now faded and peeling. But despite its condition, the children could see that it had once been a beautiful place. The front door creaked as they pushed it open, revealing a small hallway that led to the main classroom. Desks were scattered around, covered in dust, and books lay forgotten on the shelves. "This is where I used to teach," Mr. Harold said quietly, his eyes filled with memories. It was such a happy place. The children immediately got to work. They swept the floors, dusted the shelves, and cleared away cobwebs. As they cleaned, they uncovered more of the school's charm: a faded chalkboard with old lessons written on it, colorful posters that had been hidden beneath layers of dust, and books filled with stories and knowledge waiting to be rediscovered. After hours of cleaning, the school began to come back to life. The children stood back, admiring their work. "It looks amazing," Lily exclaimed. Mr. Harold smiled, tears glistening in his eyes. "You've done more than I could have ever asked for." "Thank you. But we still need to find the hidden chamber," Ben reminded them. "Where do you think it is?" Mr. Harold led them to the small library at the back of the schoolhouse. "It's behind one of the bookshelves," he explained. "I built it into the wall, but I never thought I'd lose the key." Ava, always the inquisitive one, began examining the shelves closely. "There has to be a way to open it without the key," she murmured. Ben joined her, running his hands along the edges of the shelves. "Maybe there's a loose board or a secret button?" After what felt like an eternity of searching, Lily suddenly gasped. "Wait, look at this." She pointed to a small notch at the bottom of one of the shelves. It was barely noticeable, but upon closer inspection, they realized it was a keyhole. "We found it," Ben exclaimed. "Now we just need the key." But Mr. Harold shook his head. "I've searched everywhere for that key. It's lost." "Not necessarily," Ava said, her eyes narrowing in thought. "Where was the last place you remember having it?" Mr. Harold frowned, thinking hard. "I remember carrying it with me, but I can't remember where I left it." The children exchanged glances, determined to solve the mystery. They searched the schoolhouse from top to bottom, checking every nook and cranny. Just when they were about to give up, Lily, who had wandered outside, called out excitedly, "Guys, look at this." The others rushed outside to find her holding up an old gardening pot that had been knocked over near the school's entrance. Inside was a small, rusty key. "It must have fallen in there when you were working outside," Ben guessed. Mr. Harold's face lit up with hope. "That's it. That's the key." They hurried back to the library, and with trembling hands, Mr. Harold inserted the key into the notch. With a soft click, the bookshelf slid open, revealing a hidden chamber behind it. Inside were piles of old coins, important documents, and personal belongings that had been locked away for years. The children stared in awe as Mr. Harold carefully retrieved his savings. "All these years," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "I thought I'd lost everything. But thanks to you, I found it again." Ava smiled warmly. "Now you can use the money to fix up the school and make it even better." Mr. Harold nodded, tears in his eyes. "I couldn't have done this without you. You've not only given me back my savings, but my hope as well." In the weeks that followed, the children continued to help Mr. Harold restore the school. They painted the walls, repaired the desks, and filled the library with new books. Word spread through the town about the school's revival, and soon, children from the village began attending again, eager to learn. The school became a vibrant, happy place once more, filled with laughter and curiosity. And at the heart of it all was Mr. Harold, who, with the help of his new young friends, had found a second chance at life. The hidden chamber, once a symbol of loss, had become a symbol of hope, kindness, and the power of helping others.